Blessings, Divinity. How are you today? Okay, welcome to Spiritual Empower Hour. Y'all, you know what? I have been away for a while, but guess who's back? I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Thank you all for the healing energy. Thank you for the prayers. I am feeling so much better, and I appreciate each and every one of you. So, I am going to go ahead and pull a card or two and go ahead and deliver the message that Spirit has today. You know, I didn't make an announcement, and I believe when I said I would be out for spiritual maintenance, if I'm not mistaken, I said Spiritual Empower Hour was going to resume on the 7th. Now, where did I get that from? Is the 7th even a Sunday? Because you know we do this on the first Sunday of every month, right? Somebody just joined. Who joined? Let me know. But I believe it said the 7th, and I was tripping, y'all. I wasn't feeling well. I was so out of it, you have no idea. I didn't really share with the whole world what was going on. I only told the members of the Soul family what was going on. But I had two mini strokes. I had a full-on sickle cell crisis, and my blood pressure shot up to like 225 over 100 and something. And I was in the hospital for a few days. Like, it was crazy. I was dealing with severe migraines. It was real bad, and they don't know what caused it. Now, the whole full-on sickle cell crisis, I hadn't dealt with like a full-on since I was like a child, right? Where it was attacking multiple parts of my body at one time. But that was caused from everything else that was going on, but they didn't know whether or not the blood pressure was causing the migraines or vice versa. So they still don't know what's going on. And I keep telling them, like, let's get to the issue and let's not treat the symptoms. Like, let's actually heal what it is and not just treat symptoms. Because I don't choose to take migraine medication for the rest of my life. But then the moment I stop taking it, I'm still having migraines. And this is a real situation. Like, I'm like, oh, I'm feeling great. And I stopped taking the migraine medication. And guess what? I still have migraines, you know. So my neurologist is like, yeah, we getting on that. So anyways, long story short, I appreciate y'all for sending the healing and the prayers. And I'm feeling so much better. So that was why I kept pushing Empower Hour out, because I was taking that time to really pour into me and to really allow myself to heal and to actually feel better and feel up to doing this. And then also, you know, when it comes to Empower Hour, I feel like it's time for us to shake it up a bit, you know, because it's been feeling kind of like, and I really love it when we have an opportunity to just chat. So I'd like us to start doing that, like for us to just start having conversation. Like when we get to the end and we start just chatting, and when I do the readings for you guys, like that's really fun for me. And it seems like y'all be having fun too. So I like to start kind of like getting to the message, delivering the message, but then really just having that time to really just talk and chat. So let me know what y'all think and what y'all feel about that. And then that's something we'll start incorporating. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull one more card, and Spirit just said from the bottom. And then I'm going to deliver the message. And then if anyone would like a reading, we'll go ahead and get to it. And if not, then I'll be done. It'll be a quick Empower Hour today. So we have homeland. It says arrival of journey. Well, it says arrival, a journey ends, establishment, building, settled. Oh, and then I got something to share with y'all too. That's a beautiful card. And you may feel led to look up turtle and what a turtle represents spiritually. We also have visions. And this one says psychic images, clairvoyance, seeing, out of body travel. And we have falling in love. It says kissing the divine in another and in yourself. And it's so funny because I pulled cards for myself before I got on, and this is one of my cards too. So what is the message? Okay, so as I'm looking at these cards, there is something that's coming up, and I don't feel like it is connected to the cards just based on what's coming, but I'm gonna just flow with it, and it may flow into the cards. But this is a message that Spirit is giving me to give to you. It's super important that you know who you are to the point of not allowing someone's perception of you make you doubt yourself or question who you are, right? It's so important. I can't tell you how many times a person has had a perception of who they think I am and they've been just totally off mark, right? But it's also important that when someone has a misconception of who you are, that you don't allow ego to shut it down immediately, right? Because sometimes a person can have a perception of who you are and ego will be like, who, what, girl, you tripping, right? And we'll just shut it down immediately, right? But when we get to a point in our healing, we can say, okay, I hear you. And then we take it to counsel, and counsel is spirit. It's our divine spirit team. We take it to God and we're like, okay, so this is what this person just said. This is what they feel. Talk to me about it. Explain this to me, right? And if there's any validity to this, point it out, right? And if there's anything for you to gain from that, you will, right? Because sometimes a person can be off mark, but there can still be something there for you to gain, right? Something. So it's important that we understand that even if a person is off mark, they can still be being used to gift you with something that you would not have gained otherwise, right? But it's important for you to be secure enough that you don't just internalize a person's misconception and take it as, well, if they say this is who I am, then this is who I am, right? So that was the message that was coming in. And this is also coming in, be okay with not explaining, right? Because so many of us feel like we got to defend ourselves. We have to explain who we are and explain who we are not, right? And we have to make people see us, feel us, know us. Get to the point where you don't have to do that. Either you see me or you don't. Either you know me or you don't. Either you feel me or you don't. Show up as your true, authentic self. And if they don't feel you, see you, or know you, that's a them problem. You've been you, and that's all you can do, right? Now, as far as homeland, it's time for you to allow yourself, for you to give yourself permission to arrive to the space that you agree to be at right now, right? And that's emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and physically. It's time for you to be so invested in yourself, in your journey, in your peace, your happiness, your self love, that you are no longer settling. And I don't mean settling as it relates to other people, I mean settling as it relates to yourself. Like you're no longer making excuses, you're no longer saying, I'm going to try. I'm going to work on it, right? You're like, no, I'm choosing this and I'm doing this. You'd be surprised how many people be like, I'm going to try. I'm going to work on it, right? I'm going to get to it. And they're putting their improvements, their being in the future. Spirit is telling you it's time to not do that. Like, what are you waiting for? You are so powerful. So why, when it comes to you shifting into your higher state of existing, why do you give yourself permission to put that off? It's time for you to return home. And home is you returning to that higher vibrating state, right? Your original state of vibration. It's time for you to return there, right? And with the visions, some of y'all be seeing stuff. Some of y'all have the gift of seeing, the gift of sight. And I even just heard the gift of knowing, right? And you just be afraid to see. And you also be afraid to know. You be attempting to shut down your gifts because you, number one, like there's a real fear of what you are going to see, right? But then also some of you don't choose to know, because if you know, then you're held accountable. Like you can't pretend to not know what you know. So you just, you know how they say ignorance is bliss? Like you rather just be in that blissful state of ignorance. But let me tell you, it's really not. It's not. I am happier now in my state of knowing, seeing, feeling, right? Being guided by source than I was when I was just floating around disconnected from who I am, right? So spirit is telling you it's time for you to get comfortable in that higher state because that is who you are. And you get there through healing, right? It is so amazing and fascinating. Those that I mentor, those that I coach, those that I work with and serve, when I see them through their healing start to tap into their gifts, right? Because we all psychic, if that's the word we calling it. We all that. We are all born that way. We are. And all it takes is healing to get back to it. All you got to do is look at a child before the age of 4 or 5, right? Especially babies. And you will see them playing with spirits, cooing with spirits. Sometimes we even see them talking to spirits. I was one of them before they lose that, right? Before they start learning what it is to be a 3D human being, you know? We were all born that way. And it's through our healing that we begin remembering who we are. So spirit is reminding you to just remember who you are. Remember who you are. Remember who you are. Don't be afraid of who you are. You know, a big part of that fear, in addition to the responsibility you believe that comes with it, or the fear of what you may see, you know, or the things that go bump in the night, right? A big part of that fear is not fitting in. But the thing is, we've heard this little cute saying, you don't fit in because you were born to stand out. It's more than a saying. You don't fit in. We don't fit in because we were created, we were incarnated in this lifetime to not just stand out, right? But to make a difference, to wake folks up, to shake them up and help them remember. So stop attempting to fit in. Be comfortable standing out. Be comfortable being that alarm clock that wakes up souls, right? Be comfortable with that. And then falling in love. It's time for you to fall in love with yourself again. It's time for you to give yourself permission to just be happy. And it doesn't matter what's going on in your life, because if you are not happy with what's going on in your life, change it. Change it. When I said I had something to tell you, this is what I was going to tell you. So I have been saying every night I say, I believe something incredible is going to happen to me tomorrow. That's what I've been saying. And I really believe that. Okay, so let me tell you what happened to me today. I won $5. I bought me a scratch off and I won $5. And you know what felt so abundant about that is because there were two numbers on the scratch off, right? And the $5, it was 5 times I won $1. Now, some people may look at $5 as not being that much, but number one, I could have won a penny and I'm gonna be grateful. Okay. That penny feel like $1 to me. $5 feel like 500 to me. But I won $1 5 times. Like my two numbers, 5 different occasions, I won. And you could win up to 50,000. So the fact that I won $5, I see that as that's just preparation. The spirit was preparing me to get that 50,000. And I was super excited because last night I said something amazing was going to happen to me, and then it did. And then when I left, I have this favorite park, right? So, like, my stairs are right here. There's a park right here. My favorite park is on this side, where my driver side door is like right here, and the stairs are right here, because it just feels good to my spirit to get out and right, not the park right in front of the stairs, but the one where my door is right here and the stairs are right here. So when I was leaving, I said, thank you, Spirit, for my park being there, right? And then I'm like, in my head, I'm like, okay, the park I just had was this one right here. So I was like, my favorite park is this one right here. Okay. So it could be either one of those parks, Spirit. Thank you for either one of those parks. Tell me why, when I came home, both those parks were available. Like all the other ones, both of them. Both of them. EM. Both BOF of both of them. They was available. But stuff like that, because start playing those kind of games with yourself and spirit, because you know, it's not super important if that park is there, right? I mean, what's going to happen if that park not there? Nothing. And what happens when that park is there is you're like, yeah, that park is there. But if it's not there, it's, you know, it's not the same as saying thank you, spirit, for my rent or my mortgage or my car payment, or right. There's no stress behind it. There's no, right. So what you're doing is there's no pressure for that park to be there. And you're just genuinely like in belief, like it's a park, it's gonna be there, right? With no pressure, no stress. Guess what? That park gonna be there every time. Every time I leave, my favorite park is a whole lot of people's favorite park. Okay. The maintenance man got the same car as me. His is a couple of years younger, but it's the same color, everything, right? And I could tell we be having this little friendly fight for who gonna get the park, right? So, anyways, start playing those kind of games with yourself so that you can build that faith in knowing that when you speak it, that spirit, the universe is always listening, right? So then when you do speak those bigger things, you're used to it happening, right? And start saying that every night. Every night, start saying, I believe something amazing is going to happen to me tomorrow. And then when you wake up, say, I believe something amazing is going to happen to me today. You know, I believe something amazing. Oh, and let me tell you, this morning I sat in a tub and was soaking and meditating. And then after I meditated, I took 11 minutes and 11 seconds to visualize. And one of the things I was visualizing was that I was a lottery jackpot winner, right? I just kept saying it over and over in my head. And here's the crazy thing, right? As I'm a lottery jackpot winner, I'm thinking about all the things I'm going to do for other people. Like, I mean, it was crazy. But as I'm seeing all these things, I'm still repeating, I'm a lottery jackpot winner. And then I go and check. I went to check my tickets because I have this little bag, right, that I keep my cash that I play lottery in. And then I had some tickets I hadn't checked. One of them was from April. She's like, this is from April. And so, anyways, I decided to get a scratch off, and I asked Spirit which one. Spirit said get number 7, and so I got number 7, and then I won $5. So yeah, these are just little things. These are fun ways to just manifest that. Just so check it out and see what happens, and let me know whatever you choose to manifest. Right? You can do that 11 minutes, 11 seconds, where you just focused on visualizing it. Right? Actually seeing it happening. So yeah. Let's see. Hey, Stephanie. What is that crown thing? Does that mean you the number one, you the first one to leave a comment? Is that what that means? Child, I don't even know what that means. Me neither. It happened again when you left that comment. The first comment, it wasn't there, but that one it was. Yeah, and it don't necessarily have to be parking spots for you. It could be anything that's small, like a parking spot. Like it's a parking spot. Who cares, right? But I have a favorite parking spot. It could be anything. It don't have to be a parking spot, right? It could be anything small. But the point is just, something that's small, that's a part of your everyday life, that you can literally, every time you're going to engage in it, you just thank spirit for it, whatever it is, how you choose it to be. And then you can allow spirit to provide that for you, right? It's just small. It's insignificant, right? It's just a little game you play with spirit, but it's also helping to grow your faith. And it's also getting you in the habit of being able to speak things into existence. It's just a little practice manifestation technique, right? That builds faith. That's all. It don't have to be a parking spot. It could be anything small and really insignificant. Yeah. So let's see. Who else is on with us? I'm going to pull another card. Oh, that one's peeking its head. Farewell to the moon. It says appreciate and enjoy the lunar light and cycles. So you know what? I know I haven't Oh, you do it with parking spots too? I love it. I love it. So, I know I haven't done anything with the moon in a very long time, and I actually have some candles that I recently got and have been intending to just, work some things with the candles and put some intentions, and I got some herbs and just different things. And so this card coming up during this time is letting us know whether it's healing and releasing, whether it's protection, whether it's manifesting, whatever it is. It's a great time with this next moon cycle that is coming to work with the energy of the moon. And the next time I'm receiving, the next time it rains wherever you are, collect some rainwater and wash your hair with some rainwater so you can really open and nurture your crown. Now, you may be thinking, wash my hair with rainwater, pollutants, but this isn't like a wash your hair to clean it like shampoo type thing. Although you could, this is more like, you know, more spiritual, like wash your hair with the intention of opening your crown to receive, opening your crown to connect, right? And also add just a little bit of salt. I heard just a pinch of salt to that water to add a layer of protection. So not just opening that channel to connect, right? And opening that channel to receive clear guidance, but also to protect your crown, to protect your thoughts, right? So that your thoughts are in alignment with the intentions of what you're choosing in your life. Because oftentimes what we'll do is we'll have all these intentions for our lives, right? We'll have all these intentions to be creating from this space of abundance. And abundance, I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about just from peace, from love, from joy, and financially, right? But then our fears, our ego, human stuff comes up. And so we have these intentions, but then ego is like, oh no, right? So by doing that, it helps your thoughts, your beliefs, your right to align with the intentions. And there go that song again. Don't be afraid of the way, but not it feels. Don't be afraid of the way you feel is what I'm hearing. Those are the lyrics I'm hearing. Don't be afraid of the way you feel. It's time to step outside of that fear box. Like there's this really strong feeling of it's time to go all in. It's time to be all in. And what I'm seeing is like a poker game, right? Do they use chips for poker? Because I'm seeing a game, like a casino game, and I'm seeing chips, right? I'm not seeing cards per se, but the poker game is the audio, but I'm seeing the chips, like the table, the chips, and I'm just seeing being all in. But what you're betting on is yourself, right? Yourself. And that holding back that we often do in life, right? Because we're not sure, because we're afraid. What Spirit is saying right now, you have the green light to be all in, and you're betting on you, right? You're betting on you. You have the power to build and create whatever it is that you have dreamed about. But the key is to be guided. The key is to be guided every step of the way. That's how you win. Now, when you start calling yourself, oh, I'm going to follow these business gurus, and oh, I'm going to follow this YouTuber, and oh, I'm going to follow this TikToker, and oh, I'm right. And you're going to learn some things. Yes. They're going to be valuable. Yes. But when you learn some things, you tap in. Does this serve my highest good to incorporate? If you get a yes, how? When? Where? Right? Does this serve my highest good to incorporate? If you get a no, you leave it where it's at, right? I done already told you, if we're connected in any way, whether you're seeing this video, whether we work together, whether we will work together, whether we have worked together, your path is not the same. QN, they not like us. They not right. It's not the same. So those normal, regular business structures is not your path. Your path is being guided 100% spirit led. Why? Because our calling is to teach those that we serve how to exist in unwavering faith, how to be led 100% by God, the divine, the most high source, spirit, Jehovah, Jah, Allah, whatever you call your highest source of power. And that saying we heard growing up as kids, God works in mysterious ways. It don't look like that path that when you open a book, business 101, it don't look like when you watch a video. This is how I built my multi-million dollar empire, right? It's not to say you can't find value there, but what it's to say is the way we build is by 100% spirit led. That's it. Okay, let's pull another card. Okay. Let's see. What else we got? What else do you have for us today? Is that, oh, that one. Do you see how that, you see it? Sometimes I be holding the cards too low. Am I doing both of these? I guess so, because they both sticking up. Sometimes I hold, oh, and you know what's so funny? This card was on the bottom because I just felt like looking at what was on the bottom. I had a feeling to look at the bottom, right? This was on the bottom. So, but when I looked, I'm like, okay, I felt like looking, but I didn't know that feeling like looking was like, this is one of our cards. But it was, because it was one of the ones that popped up. Okay, y'all. That's the spiritual nerd in me. Okay, so what, but why I'm gonna wait to actually say what this one is. I'm a weirdo. I'm gonna do it first. It's vulnerability. It says, open your heart, allow yourself to be tender. The thing about Roni, she's a sweet little girl. That's what I when I heard, allow yourself to be tender. And then we also have the return of Aphrodite. Aphrodite. How you say that? Yeah, huh? Temple, birth of the goddess, guidance, goddess energy, treating as sacred. Okay, so see, I can't make it up. Let me say that again. Temple, birth of the goddess, guidance, goddess energy, treating as sacred. So, and look at that. Look at the picture. So see, when you look at this picture, like, okay, just look at what's above the surface, right? Above the surface, it just looks like, hey, regular. Beneath the surface, you got those dolphins there. Those are showing up as spirit guides. You got the dove, the peace and the, guidance there. You got the sky, you got the light, that connection to the divine. You got the water being in flow, you know. You got that divine femininity, that energy. You know what I mean? It's just all about just showing up as who you are, but still always being connected, being in flow, as above, so below, you know? And when you allow yourself to be guided, it's like also connected to this. You allow yourself to be held, right? You don't have to do all the heavy lifting. You don't have to solely exist in that masculine energy, right? Now, and there's not anything wrong with that masculine energy, but sometimes we are over there and there's no balance, right? Especially when we're in business, right? And it don't matter if you're a man, a woman, or you identify as whatever, right? It's just a lack of balance when you're in business a lot of times, right? But when you allow yourself to be led and you allow yourself to be in divine flow, you can actually create balance between the two, because there's not stress, there's not worry, there's just guide me. And I'm not saying you won't ever feel stress, you won't ever feel worry, but when you feel it coming up, you instantly go into the flow of surrender. And what that looks like is guide me, you know, Guide me. Let me be still so you can guide me before it even has a chance to take over. Guide me. The vulnerability also is I acknowledge that I'm human, and I acknowledge that I'm feeling a little rumble in my tummy, and that rumble is a little bit of nervousness. That rumble is a little bit of fear because I don't know what's coming next. I don't know what's about to happen. I don't know how we finna take care of this. But guide me. I know you got me. Guide me, right? So you're being called to be vulnerable. You're being called to lay all your fears, your worries, your doubts, your insecurities, lay them down, lay them on the line, put them all out there. Have those conversations with your highest source of power, and then just be open to receive the guidance and be courageous enough to follow it, you know? And then I saw the bottom, but I'm being told to look at the bottom. It says dreams. Follow your dreams. You know, I saw something that said you were given those dreams for a reason. They're not too big. If anything, you've been dreaming a little bit small. You used to dream big, and you might still have those big dreams, but you're not allowing yourself to fully step into it. Remember what came up a few minutes ago about being all in? Like all in. I saw a big pile of chips, like big pile of chips. You know, like you had to take both hands and push the mugs on the table. Like it's time for you to really be all in with your dreams. It's time for you to just really be all in. So when we were talking about playing those little games with yourself, you know, where you're saying to yourself, like, I believe something amazing is going to happen to me tomorrow. And don't oh, that's another thing, y'all. I can't believe I forgot to tell you this. So I went to get waxed today. And last time I went to get waxed, it was kind of like right when I got out the hospital. Not right when, but a little bit after. It was around that time when I was feeling better. And she didn't get everything. So when I got home, I realized she didn't get everything. So the next day I called to let them know and see what were they going to do, you know, and I was going to go back for another appointment. But by the time the other appointment came, I just didn't feel up to it. Right. It was a day when I just was out of it. So I'm like, okay, the manager never called me back. Like I called about 4 times. Long story short, there was a couple of issues. Number one, didn't get it all. Number two, the follow-up sucked. So I had an appointment. My appointment was actually a few days ago, but I rescheduled for today, just because I had a pedicure appointment today too. And I like to put all my appointments in one day. So the young lady who picked up, she said, well, let me email the manager right now and let me see if I can have your next appointment be free. And so she called the manager. She called me back like 10 minutes later and she said, well, the manager said we can do 50% off. So I'm like, cool, I'm grateful. So today when I went in, now, number one, if you book your appointment the same day, your next appointment the same day as your current appointment, you get a discount, right? Nobody told us that until like I've been going to them for almost 2 years. Nobody told me that until like super recent. She said, even if you reschedule, you'll still get the discount. So I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'm booking my next appointment from now on. But I know about how often I go. So I don't book it like, oh, I'm just going to book it and then reschedule. I book it at the amount of time. Anyways, so today when I was going to check out, I said, well, I had the discount for booking at my last appointment, and then it's 50% off of that because y'all not going to cheat me on my original discount just because. And she goes, actually, you don't have a balance today. I'm like, oh, thank you, Spirit. Because last night I did say something amazing was going to happen to me today. And I said it this morning too. Something today, I believe something going to happen to me amazing, you know? So it's stuff like that, right? Like those things are amazing to me. I don't know about you, but that's amazing to me. Free 99 on something that's $2.99 is amazing to me, you know? So things like that, you know, just really allowing yourself. See, I get excited, y'all. I'll be excited. I'll be excited when amazing stuff happen to me. Okay. I'm for real. I went to a comedy show a couple of months ago and found a penny when I was going to the bathroom. And I pick it up and be like, look, I found it. Like for real. I'm that girl. Like, So anyways, I'm just saying, y'all, like just start being in that space where you are allowing yourself to receive, where you're setting yourself up to receive, and you're getting in the habit of receiving, so that as you move into those spaces of creating those larger moments, you're already in flow with creating, receiving, right? Already in the flow of creating and receiving. Is there anything else? Oh, this feels random, but it came. Don't be afraid of channeling, receiving, and sharing. Emphasis on the sharing. Yeah, that's what came in. The sharing part. Yeah. Oh, and boundaries. So I was as I was coming home today, I was on Boxer because I've been running the errands I had today. And this morning I decided to, take a sacred bath before I actually started my day. So some of the time I would have been taking working this morning, I was pouring into me. Um, anyways, the person I was talking to, one of the things that I was asking them was, what are your boundaries like? Right. Because they were watching a video someone posted in the Soul Family, and they could feel that person's sorrow. I believe they said like 3 or 4 seconds into the video before the person even talked about it. And I was like, okay, what are your boundaries like? What's your protection like? What barriers have you set up? Right. Because that's important. When I first started this work, one of the things I said was, y'all not going to just be talking to me all day, every day. Like, y'all not, I'm not just going to be driving in my car and y'all just talking to me because I can hear you. I'm not going to be walking in the grocery store and y'all just going to be talking to me because I can hear you. We're not doing that. That's overwhelming. That don't feel good. You do not have access to me like that. No, 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 ma'am, Pam. No, we're not doing that. So now I did have a disclaimer though. If it is a message that is for me that I must absolutely have, oh, you can talk to me about that. Or if it's someone else and it is urgent that they must absolutely have it. And of course, if I'm serving, absolutely you have access. But just that all day, every day, because I can hear you. No, we're not doing that. So a lot of times we have these gifts, right? We all have them, but we have these gifts and we are in tune with these gifts, but we don't set no boundaries. Set your boundaries. Set your boundaries. It's important. You can do that. Just because you have these gifts and you have access to them does not mean it's a free for all. And then your protection is important too. Another thing, I've shared this story before, but you may not have heard it. But there was a time where there's a lot of things you can find out about a person when it's intentional between you and that person, to place your hands on each other's knees and to really feel into each other's energy and into each other's current and past, right? And so I did it with someone. We were doing this in our Reiki class that we had, and she was seeing how I was killed in past lives and stuff, and she was feeling it, and it was so overwhelming. She was crying, and finally, when the exercise was done, our instructor was like, you could have just disconnected, right? Like, you could have totally just let go of her knees and disconnected. You did not have to feel all that. And so the thing is, a lot of times we forget that we are in control and we get to set the tone for this. So protection is number one as well, making sure that you're protecting yourself every day, making sure that your boundaries are in place, that you also have barriers, and when you're feeling something, because some of us, we can actually feel what's going on in other people's bodies. Sometimes when I'm serving or even when I'm just talking to someone, I'll feel actually pains and things in their body. And so I always ask, is this theirs or is it mine? And if it's too much, I'll be like, okay, I feel it now. I don't have to feel it like that. You could turn it down, right? All of those things, like actually vocalizing what you're choosing, right? If it's too much, say, turn it down, tune it down, or I got it. What's the message here? I'm not choosing to feel all of this, right? And you may or may not have this happening to you now. Like, it may or may not be a part of your gift. now or ever, or it may or may not be a part of your gift now, but can be later, because we access different parts of our gifts as we continue on our journey. But these are just things that are coming up to share with you. You are in control. So I'm hearing act like So yeah. Also your crown. Some of us, our crowns just stay super open. Just close it. You're not going to disconnect from source. You're not going to disconnect from spirit. You'll still be able to receive. But if your crown is just wide open, also, you notice how babies have soft spots. And if you notice babies are most in tune, right? You can energetically close your crown so you're not just walking around super open, right? Yeah. You're in control. You are. Last card. Pull from the bottom, or do I shuffle? Okay, I heard pull from the bottom, then shuffle again. This is the bottom. Shuffle again, then pull from the middle. Okay. Who all is on with us today? I know Stephanie is here. I keep saying that. And then it's like every time I ask that question, am I taking this side or this side? The left. This is the left. Okay. To the left, to the left. So how do we end up with the dreams card again? Well, I already said the dreams card. I didn't read what was on the card. It says vivid dreaming, dream messages, dream teaching. And then the card that was in the middle is the magic of the Kohelan Druid. It says caution, secrecy, wary. Okay, you got to slow down. I'm just going to repeat it as you say it. So please slow down. Okay, so this feels like it's very specific, but it could apply to more than one person. But what I am hearing is be cautious as you dabble into the things that you know nothing about. And this feels very much so like magic. If you are dabbling in magic, be very cautious. So, what is coming in as magic is open to interpretation. There's all kinds of magic, right? Like we can create magic by going in our kitchen. There's herbs, cinnamon, right? As an accelerator. It makes things happen really fast. Bay leaves, right? You can write something on a bay leaf that you choose to manifest and burn it. Rosemary, you can put that in a bucket with some lemon and salt and wash your floors with it. You can wash your front door with it and it's protection. You know what I mean? Like you can create magic with just about anything. But this is referring to opening portals where you are calling in spirits and where you are attempting to cast spells on people, where you are attempting to, I'm hearing, employ spirits to assist. I just heard don't write a check that your ass can't cash. The thing to remember is that everything in the universe is about balance, right? So when you are not working with your own energy and the energy of the ancestors, the guides that are naturally working with you and walking with you, it's important that you understand that there can be a price to pay. Everything is about intention, but sometimes you can dabble in things that you don't know anything about. And you can be creating energetic soul contracts that you're just not ready for. So just be cautious of that. This isn't something to be afraid of. It's just about being cautious of that. Okay, that's all for that. And now I'm being told to look at the bottom. Lumeria returns. It says earthy spirituality, community, ocean, conservation. And what's so funny is this card was actually on the right. When I asked left or right, this was the card that was on the right. So there's a couple of things. Number one, I'm being guided to tell you that you are birthing something new, and the first thing is you. But it's like what I'm saying, it looks kind of gross. The more I look at it, it's making me itch. Ew. I mean, it's not gross, like, but it looks gross because what they're showing me is like you know how, like, if a bug comes out of something, but then you see like one bug and then a bunch of bugs start coming out. That's what it looks like. And it just feels gross. But it's the visual of like the first thing you're birthing is you. And then as you birth you, from you, what comes out of it, it's like multiple, like as you heal you and as your soul evolves and as you grow and elevate, then from you doing that, then multiples come and come and come and come and come and come and come, right? And so, but it just, the visual just looks kind of gross, but it's not gross. What's actually happening is actually a beautiful thing. And so now they're just saying, so just breathe, like a person that gives birth, they breathe. There's power in the breath. Slow down and breathe, but don't stop. Be intentional with every breath. Be intentional with every step, right? Focus on you. Focus on you. So, yeah. That is the message. These are the messages. So, yes, yes, yes. And if you are interested in a personal reading, or if you are interested in joining us for any of the Activating You retreats or joining the Activating You mentorship, I am now enrolling. If you're interested in working with Sharon or Jillian, they are now accepting new soul clients as well. So look at the link in the description, and we are here to serve. I appreciate you for joining today. I'll see you on the first Sunday of every month at 4 p.m. Eastern. And I'm just sending you so much love, so much light, so much healing. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and I'll talk to you soon.